So, we have here in the bottom right, we got Valenteen this time playing as the pink Protoss. He does like to change colour. And in the top left, we got, well, I was going to say was the top left, but he's still going to be in the top left. I'll tell you in a minute where he's going. He's got the blue Terran rather. This is actually a 2v2 map called Sludge City, I think. I'm not too sure. It's got a lot of expansions that they can go to. I think they picked this map actually just by mistake, but could potentially give us a longer macro heavy game. So we'll see. Now, for those of you who don't know, the gold base actually only has 6 mineral patches as compared to the 8 that the blue base has. So why would you go there? Well, down here you can see every time a probe hands in, you're getting Valenteen's getting 5 minerals. The gold base, however, every time Kaymonski hands in, he's actually getting 7. Might be hard to notice there, but he's actually getting 7 now. He's pulled his workers here. That was a pretty big mistake, because the slim advantage that he got from coming to the gold base, he may have slightly lost by not bringing his workers on time. Nevertheless, you can see here he's actually 4 workers behind, and yet he's on par with him economically. In fact, he's ahead of him now, ever so slightly. This is income per minute. Also going to be going for 2 barracks, so we're getting a rush strategy from Kaymonski. So much for the macro game. And another barrack, so we're definitely getting some kind of rush here. Meanwhile, Valenteen is getting 3 gateways. Now, normally I would say that this is a rush as well, but Valenteen mixes things up a fair bit, so it's difficult to know. He's actually sent 2 workers out to scout, and he went to the wrong place. He actually thinks that Kaymonski should have started there. Of course, symmetrically, Kaymonski can only be here. Although because it's a 2v2 map, it could be that he might have also been here. So he's checked the wrong locations. And he's actually also grouped his 2 probes. Probably would have been a good idea to split them up. Otherwise, he only needed to send 1 after all. And he's going to get rid of this SCV here. That's got to be pretty annoying. Is he going to go up the ramp and discover that Kaymonski hasn't? Probably not. His Marines are going to get rid of those probes. Oh yeah, let's bring up the names tab again. So, Valenteen for now has not discovered. However, he's not actually behind economically. And that is because he's actually taken workers off the gold minerals and put them on gas. And he's actually mismicroed here as well. So yeah, definitely his mouse either affecting him or his nerves. Who knows? Meanwhile, we've got Valenteen getting a Stargate. So this likely means that he's going to be going some kind of Oracle harass. Getting a Stargate so early on into the game. There it is, an Oracle. Okay, he's actually expanded himself. So he's actually going to be ahead here. Fortunately for the Protoss, even though this Terran got away with moving to the gold, they've got Chrono Boost, which is actually boosting the worker production, and that's basically putting Valenteen back ahead again. If this was a map where there was no gold expansion nearby for the Protoss, then Kaymonski would likely be ahead at this point, because 2 blue bases wouldn't be competing against 2 gold bases. But because he's got a gold base of his own, plus the worker advantage, he's actually ahead. See what this Oracle ends up doing then. So this could be quite devastating. He's also got another attack force moving out. I'm not sure if they're going to get anything done. Well, they could do actually. Yeah, that could win against the few forces that Kaymonski has, although he's making more and more. He's researching Stim, and he's got 3 barracks now. He's getting that factory, so he's got to hurry and get those medevacs if he wants to attack soon. Stimpak's a bit early. So let's see what this Oracle does then. So 1, 2, 3. Only 3 workers for now. He needs to get about 7, I believe. 7 is about to break even. 4, 5. And it's run out of energy. So not quite paid for itself, but it's not dead yet. And he has distracted Kaymonski and brought his income plummeting down. So not a bad harassment there. making another oracle, okay, and 2 robotics robotics bays rather. Might want to take his gas, although he doesn't really need it at this point. This attack force here didn't end up doing anything. What a shame. Probably could have pressured a little bit. So he's got that stim done. He really needs that starport for some medevacs. Otherwise, stim is simply going to kill you. Speed up a little bit. Another oracle moving out. What happened to the other one? What's going on here then? Kaymonski's going to win this fight here. That oracle didn't last very long. It's a decent amount of troops, although as you can see at the bottom they are actually already quite hurt. What's Valenteen going to do to respond to this? An immortal. He should really get Mothership Core out. Photon Overcharge is really powerful defensively. I'll keep the production tab open so you can see what Kaymonski's doing in the meantime. He's getting combat shields. A reactor on the factory, okay. So Valenteen's going to have to give this up. Not really anything he can do. Good job there cancelling it. But I don't think it's going to affect him too much economically in the long term, look, because he's already fully saturated here in this base. Maybe not here, but he's fine. Okay, excellent force field. Although, actually, if he'd let him up and then force fielded behind the infantry, he might have been able to kill them. Kaymonski's thought better of it and gone back now. It's quite hurt. But yeah, if the units had moved up the ramp and the sentry, this is the sentry by the way, for those of you who don't know, it has a force field ability. You can just see underneath it there the AoE of it. If he'd let the units come up, he could have force fielded behind them and trapped them upstairs, and then this whole force here would have wiped them out. Not bad. Some more gateways here by Valenteen, suggesting a standard-ish composition. What's he getting here? 2 Colossus. Okay, so Kaymonski really has to get a move on. This rush strategy will only actually count as a rush if he gets some serious damage done, which as of yet he hasn't. More barracks and engineering bay. Okay, we still don't have that starport, and that might be a huge problem for him. He's behind economically by quite a lot, actually, because he's not using his mules. He's not got enough workers. He's now at half the worker count that Valenteen is. That's a big problem. Valenteen, as soon as he gets these Colossus out, he is going to be defending everything. Is there going to be a fight here? He's got 1 Widow Mine. Kaymonski is actually floating too much on gas and it shows. Right, so let's see what happens here then. It looks like it's actually in... Well, I was going to say Kaymonski could have actually won that, but he didn't focus the Colossus down. The force fields, although they weren't that great, they actually were enough to slightly discourage what Kaymonski would have wanted to do. However, his units are pretty hurt. Pretty hurt. And obviously Valenteen, all he has to do is just warp in some more units. Form Order's not going to do anything. And now Valenteen's actually got a warp prism, which means he's going to be able to attack and reinforce. I'm afraid to say Kaymonski can't really do much here to recover. He really needs to start spending those mules, otherwise he's not going to have the minerals to produce enough. Okay, he's finally getting a stop. Yes, the medevacs, finally. But he's got to be dropping those mules. Look at that, 185 energy there, 157 energy there. That's 6 mules. His income would probably reach 2,500, 3,000 minerals per minute if he did. He's also not even spending the minerals he's actually got. This is a big problem for him. Where's the warp prism? There it is. I don't see Kaymonski surviving this, I'm afraid. Look at these Colossus, by the way. I don't quite know how he got those. the red ones, the Tal'Darim Colossus, for those of you who played the campaign. At least they look like them. Just getting rid of that front base. What's Kaymonski going to do? He's making units, but he's only got one more order left standing. I'm afraid to say this is probably the end here for Kaymonski. Valenteen actually played quite well here. Probably should be transferring workers over and not having idle units. And there's the GG from Kaymonski. He knows that he doesn't have enough. Kaymonski, next time, got to get those mules down. Got to get the starport down earlier if you're going to do medevac stuff. It shows that Kaymonski actually isn't that comfortable playing bio units, usually playing mechanical playstyle. With bio, especially if you're going to go for a rush build, you need to get the starport down as soon as possible and get medevacs, because if you have Stimpak without medevacs, it's really not going to do very much. But a good game overall. I actually expected a longer game here considering the size of the map, but it wasn't to be. They both went for a early game build, particularly Kaymonski, and it just didn't work out. It could have worked out, some small changes here and there, but unfortunately not this time. So that's the end of the game, and thank you for watching.